I built some stuff. I built some stuff this morning too. Hey Arliss, what's going on? Hey, if you got that list that I sent you, Arliss, send it to me. Okay. Let's see on the chat. Yeah, I might have to give me a second. Let's try to put it in. Um, and then you have to give me some of those numbers. We can try to. Um, let me jump over to it. Let me get on ChatGPT, and then I'll go ahead and do that. Let me start it, and then I'll run that. So, because I have something I was gonna do. Because I built, there's a lot of, I mean, every day this thing gets better and better. So let me go ahead and Kevin's on. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a new chat.
So
I try. Yeah.
if we have like, I don't have it, but say we've got Privy that we use for comping. If we have Privy, can we upload that into the system and it run the comps from Privy?
I don't see why it wouldn't. I don't know if
It,
what you'd have to talk to me with Benson. Like I haven't tried it, so I couldn't. Don't hold me to it. But I believe we'll be able. You should be able to. I don't know. Maybe ask it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I believe you should be able to.
it'll pull comps from Zillow and Redfin for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does know Privy. It actually gave. It does know it. So, and then I'm gonna go put this prompt in. Kevin, what's up? Let me try to. So I'm
This
gonna
thing
put
is
a.
being a little odd. Took longer
Uh,
to get in here for some reason.
yeah. So we're starting to really get this in, and Willie's on it now, so he's got it, and so he can give some feedback too on what he's doing. But yeah, and then Arliss will put your deal in. So we'll put that in a second. So so we got a command. So this prompt, and Willie, everybody will want to keep this one. Show me everything RCIC can do because it's like the catalog now. And I put this in today so people could just pull because we got so much stuff that we need people to be able to pull up everything and then they can pick and choose if they need. That way, we want to make it foolproof where people don't have to. Okay, what was that? And I've got everything as engines, generators, calculators, kits, things like that. So with this command, then Arliss will put your deal in right after this. Command unlocks it's the engines. So we got the overnight deal engine, which is all your intake, your comp, your MAO, your flip versus rental, skip tracing. And then you get the buy box builder. That's your target cities, counties, zips, asset types. Your creative deal builder, lease options, seller finance, won't be vested. That's probably one you'll spend a lot of time in, Willie. Once I got it going today, and I'll release more of it tomorrow to help people do wraps and all that. Closing time engine. I just call it it's closing time. Let's get you the closing transaction coordination title. All the broker pay I put HUDs in there. So it actually will help people go right to the HUD, the sections in the HUD form that people need if they're going to be like brokering or connecting and stuff like that. So it actually has the right. I think there's seven places where we predominantly have to go on the HUD form to make sure it's filled out right. The lender match engine, and now today I started working on the predictive lead builder. So sell likelihood target, modeled after our 80/20 REI. I don't usually like naming companies or competitors that I've compared things to, but that's the first time I've seen it come up. I put a few in today. We got the offer of math generators, real estate math analyzer. It'll be your cash on cash. It'll be your IRR, ARV. You probably experienced a little bit of that today, Willie. Was that what you were working on? RCIC offer generator. It'll generate the three option offer and your purchase sale contracts. The three offer generator is awesome. It'll give you cash, creative, lease options side by side. It's pretty cool. So you get three options for this. You get three offers for the same, deal, and you can send them all, or you can send just one of them. If you send them all, it makes your seller kind of think a little bit, and you're happy with all three of them. So it gives them a little bit of makes them feel like they have a little bit of control that they probably really don't. Wholesaler Pro Compliance Kit. You got the state level law, assignment legality, disclosure builder for flood, mold, sight unseen, Texas specific. Now you have Oklahoma specific. Kevin, Oklahoma just passed probably what's going to be the toughest wholesaling law in the country. Just so you know. TC and funding compliance guide. It'll get a rental and rehab and scope intelligence. So we got the visual scope of work generator from photos to punch list to cost estimator. It's gonna take a lot of deals to get the cost estimator dialed in, but it's gonna get it. Permit checklist, you can actually, with those counties, you'll be able to actually go and check for, existing permits. If there's any permit issues before you buy a property and find out that there was some work done without a permit, you probably don't want to buy that property. Subcontractor, auto disclaimer generator. We got the marketing and lead flow, and I'll be working on an Airtable this weekend. So there'll be an Airtable starter kit for all of you. So Willie, once I get the Airtable figured out this weekend, I'll send that over to you because that probably work. It probably work. I'm gonna do that instead of Google. So Google and Dropbox will just be my backup after I get Airtable done. Yeah, train the trainer for onboarding you guys. A lot of the people that are trainers. Deal submission, vault access. I mean, like I said, we're growing all the time. Intelligence and market data, and I'll explain that in a minute. We're gonna put Arliss's deal in because that's been one that we've had to get in for a little while. And then let's see, RCIC, the research engine, real-time law changes, investor signals. So RCIC versus static tools, most of 90% of 95, 99% of websites that like anybody's out there you see on Facebook that's promoting stuff, it's a static website, meaning it's usually built and it's not changing. Our RCIC grows. Willie, when you're in there today, it was helping build it. It was helping and increase it. All the questions you put in, all the outputs you get, that helps build it. So everybody, so imagine we get 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, and everybody's working it every day. It's getting better and better every single day. And it's getting more information, more intelligence. So you're able to dial in and go, hey, what's it look like flipping? Well, we can start doing. There's now prompts in there where you can actually go and put the zip code in, or you can put a region in. You can put up to 5 at one time. So if you're dealing in like you're doing Orlando, but you've also got like Atlanta and maybe you got a couple other cities that are you can put all 5 in and you can have it all come back and check all 5 and give you a really good what's going on locally. It'll scan through like what state legislatures and stuff are doing in those areas. It'll come up with a pretty cool like it's bullet points, so then you can break it down further if something concerns you. But it's like being able to pull up like, if you go look at like Google or something, or you look at something like in your morning when you get your feed or whatever, you turn on Google and it's got all the news stuff and all that. It'll help you actually just dial into the news, real estate investing stuff that's going on. There's an SEO playbook, and we do also have we have a huge marketing suite. Strategy builders. Show me my strategic play. Tailored guidance by tax goal and asset type. Positioning for profit. With this new law they just passed, that BBB thing, take the politics up. We got bonus depreciation back, a lot of regional targets and policy mapping. And then, of course, we have cost segregation, 1031 exchange. There'll be a lot of stuff for STRA and stuff in the white papers. And then I got the vault, and there's more stuff. So give me a second. And then, like I said, Arliss, we're going to put your deal in first. RCIC Intelligence System Catalog. What you can do now, visual map of all the systems. So you can pull up all these systems and have a match. And then what you can build, and you can build it, you'll be able to build it as well as yourself so you don't forget, start at lead, skip and lead tracing. You go all the way through the closing time engine, and you get through, eventually we'll have some more systems. You have marketing and AI. You'll also have some business, helping people with business operations. So, you got the short summaries and the use cases, the direct prompted examples, QR codes, and then we got all the add-ons, and you always get add-ons and stuff. Now, remember, everybody that's not on, you want to anything you put into this, is secure. Nobody can see it. So, Will, if you put a deal in right now, I mean, I know I can see it because I'm obviously but if you put it in right now, Arliss couldn't see your deal. But the intelligence in your deal will actually make, if she's doing a deal, it'll actually make it more intelligent. It'll give it better results. The more deals, the more. Yeah. So
did you say they can or cannot see our deals?
they can't see it. It only matches.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you put the deal in, so it'll match. That way nobody sees your deals. If you got 1,000 people using the system and, nobody can go in there and, spy on your deals or daisy chain or steal anything. I specifically spent a lot of time on that this week asking it. And I came up with, you cannot. The only people that can see everything would be anybody that's in my business user group. That's what I was talking about the other day. The people that actually are on my account can see everything because obviously they're administrators, but they can't see your specific deal. Now you can, there's a system where you can actually, and I kind of posted that earlier today. I'll put that out. There is a way, when you're dealing with people that you're dealing with all the time, you can enable, you can use enabling. So you can enable like, if you're like talking to different people, you can enable people to actually get that information. What it can't do right now is it can't do instant messaging, and it can't do, so it suggested obviously using Discord, which I'm not really a big fan of Discord, so I don't know if we're gonna go that way. I think but I just want to say for security reasons, on information security, people can put deals in. It's not like people need to put more information in, just like those 12 questions on the deal engine. You can put a lot more information. People hit me up all the time. People put stuff in groups and they go like, I need a lender in this city and it's for this kind of deal and it's like 3 paragraphs. It's not enough information. So you can put a lot of information to the deal engine, and you actually more the better. And it's protecting you. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing your deal. No one's gonna know the address of it. No, it goes into the vault, and it basically the vault, and then everything's through the vault. The logic actually matches and does all its magic. So I'll do this, and then yes, and then we want to run a deal in overnight tool engine. All right, give me 1 second. So let me generate this real quick, Arliss, and then I'll bring up your chat and I'll start running the overnight deal engine. And then you'll have some other questions. So if you can see we'll put I'll have the engines, all the 12 questions, and then I'll have you respond in chat. And then I got Kevin and Willie on, so they can see what you're typing while I'm typing or whatever. We can kind of get this done for you. It might be a little slow. All right, let me go ahead and put. Yeah. See, and you guys can see when I was talking about padding. Padding is so it cropped it. So I'm not gonna like save this, but you could. So I'll fix this later. I actually will save it, but I'm not gonna post it anywhere. Tomorrow when I run through my checks, I'll have it redo it because it gives you like the list of all the stuff, all the different things we were just talking about. So let's go ahead and put in your deal. Let's see, 2257. Is that Zelza? Zelzah? Okay. Let me go ahead and put that in there. And then I'll have it ask more questions. Rosetta, California. 91325. Cool. Let me put that in there. I'll try to put this off in a corner so I can. Okay, it's going to ask these questions, so I can read it in chat. So the thing it's going to ask is this going to be a flip, a rental property, or creative finance deal? So that would be your next question, Arliss. So he's going to sell his primary home? Okay. That's one. I just read that again. Okay. Let me see. Are you buying it? I mean, just kind of give me an idea what's going on with that. Because I don't know. Let me see. Okay. And I'll save this for you. An idea. I would like to sell it. Okay. because this is kind of what it's coming up on. No, so it'll look at both. It's going to look at both strategies, both exit strategies, retail sale versus investor purchase. Um, so it can pull his estimate for asking price and list history, and then what the ARV is and all that, and then repairs. Does it, you'll have to ask, is it in good shape or does it need updates? What kind of updates do you think? I mean, like if you were going to be like if you're going to be like a medium rehab or a heavy rehab or a minor rehab, um, will feel free to chime in with your experience. Just trying to, I guess I'm thinking about selling this. Got to come up with some strategy for them. Then I'll save it to PDF and Word. Retail sell through agent. Another thing you can do too, Arliss, is you can contact Danny at agentsgather.com and you could list it on there without having to have an agent. So your brother can list it on there and he can actually, Danny can help you with that process. It's pretty cool. So you want to go to agentsgather.com and then tell him and Joey, and then ask primary listing service, which is on his website, and then ask um, tell Danny in my group. It needs about 30 repair. We'll reverse engineer it. And like I said, I'm gonna put this in overnight, let it do its thing because that's what it's designed for. But here's a 70% rule, and I can put that in there for I can have it. I'll have it save a PDF with everything to give it to you, and then I'll have it run it overnight. I'll do one now, and then I'll run it overnight and see how much difference it is. You got your max allowable offer. So if they go with the 70% rule, ARV times 0.7 for repairs, and then minus repairs. So you're like realistically, somebody's going to offer their max allowable offer be 582,500 based on that, depending on the condition, obviously. So does he owe any money in it? Is it like is it paid off? Is there any kind of notes on it? Here's a cash offer to investor. You know, we're kind of reverse engineering on this. We're not, so I'll give you a couple of options on that. Like you got your offer strategy, cash offer to investor, offer price 580, close in 7 to 14 days. The buyer pays the closing costs, no repairs, no inspections. You can do the retail listing strategy, lists at 849, 900. Light updates to prior listing pictures, things like that. Curb appeal. Conventional or FHA buyers 30 45 day close. So we'll do the cash offer generator PDF and all that. We'll do the comp summary sheet and then creative offer. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to create the PDF, generate. And I've jumped around too much. Oh, there we go. I think about it down, but it actually went right back up. And we'll add it to the prompt bar. And vault, so it's in there. I don't, like I was saying earlier, there's security. Nobody can see it, but the only people that really see the details are myself and people in the you know, the administrators. And then we'll do and then yes on investor outreach. So we're gonna have a few more questions. I mean, honestly, to dial it in, but those are a couple of different options for you. You just got to, if it's paid in full and there's nothing, he doesn't owe any money on it, then you're in pretty good shape, probably. But we'd run some more Zillows and stuff. I'll ask it to run some more, yeah. No, just to send a, just to, PDF.
Yeah, and whatever it is, good insurance, I can't do whatever it's told.
Yeah. By the way, you can get everything in Spanish. I found that out the other day, and I'm like, well, might as well do it. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, I'll send that to you, Arliss. As soon as we're done, I'll send you that basics, and then I'll try to run it during the night. If you got any more questions on it, I'll let me, and I'll put a second run a second PDF for the 12 inputs for Deal Engine. And STMA. They run comps. Sometimes there it goes. Often found that sound. Yes. On all three. So I'll have that. So I'll send you two PDFs. And then if you want to further explore it, I can probably do it in the morning. I'll have it run the way it's supposed to run overnight and get that done for you. So like I said, that you can look a little bit through it and see if there are any more questions and then reach out to me. We can do that. Let me see. PDFs. PDF did not download neither of them. Sometimes they have an issue with the PDF generator. So if they do that, we still save it in documents and then we can save it locally, meaning download it to your own computer or whatever, then go save it in PDF on whatever processor you have. There you go. It's downloading. I'll have all three of them for you, or two of them at least. See why they won't do that. I think 2 and 3 did not download. Oh no, this is what it's called. So this will have all 12 of those inputs. So that one did download. So I got all three of them, so I'll send those all to you. Yeah, and they were cool. They can do an investor flyer. So later on, if you guys want to move on it, then there's a whole bunch of other stuff I can generate. But that gives you at least something to look at. I'll send both of those to you earlier, after tonight. On PDF, I'll just send it to you on Messenger. Let me go back up because I want to throw some more stuff on that. David, do you have any questions? There's a whole bunch of stuff since the last time you were on. A whole bunch of stuff we're able to do now. Let me go ahead and kind of show what our closing time engine is, and then I will show the creative deal builder, and we'll get into the intelligence stuff, which is awesome. Kevin, I built you an intelligence system, by the way. Cool. So it's still building. So the closing time engine, it's closing time. How are the final phase of any deal? Contracts, coordination, compliance, and compensation. So you got the transaction coordination workflow, step-by-step task timeline, opening, funding, title, closing, auto disclaimers, optional addenda for creative deals. And you can upload ready all your templates, all your disclosures, your HUD review, escrow, email scripts, all that. The title and attorney coordination, all this, it's scripted prompts. Everything has prompts, and the prompts, they give you enough leeway that if you put one in wrong, it'll give you the corrected one, and it'll give you a use case until it, so it explains that prompt. All the prompts are in there. So compatibility checks for double closes, novation, seller finance. It will do the Morby deals. Red flag detection, clouded title liens. It'll actually go in and look at clouded titles and all that liens. Get paid as a connector. So it'll have the comp structure wizard. We're putting that together. All that's what help brokers, connectors, people make sure they get paid. If you're lending EMD and GAP, it'll have those. It'll help generate those agreements that have to go to the title company. So you get added as a lender to the HUD, so you get paid, and you get paid as a lender, EMD lender, no matter what, with the ROI at the closing. If there's an issue, the seller can go after the buyer. So you got all that stuff, referral pay setup. You get all the auto generate the pay to instructions for the HUD one. It's gonna auto generate and tell you where to put it in the HUD. You still have to fill it out. It won't fill it out for you, but it will give all the instructions and it'll actually tell you what blanks on the HUD to actually put those numbers in. Innovation agreement toolkit. We have EMD and GAP funding system. So we've got all the agreements, GAP vendor risk disclosures, prompt to run the EMD close checklist. It's all in there. Closing package generator, final offer, has a seller agreement, EMD proof, all the title and funding. You get into run the closing time engine, that is the prompt. And so everybody will have these prompts, about 20 of them. So you can go through and you know which engine you're running, which generator you're running. And if you go through a system, you can actually go through through lead generation, skip tracing, all the way through the closing engine. There will be some that are related to your business, to business operations and financial management and things outside of the deal process, but those will be specific for those reasons. And then this works directly with the overnight deal engine, and it pairs with the offer generator and it'll be embedded into the CRM. Which this weekend I will be building Airtable to be the CRM, and then obviously Dropbox will be the backup. So you got optional add-ons that might protected buyer seller messaging flow. You can do all your SMS, all your texts, all your emails. EMD funder matching for partners, and then yeah, we're adding all this, and then I'll get into the intelligence. We're gonna the intelligence what I was working on before, and then as far as information security. And like what I was saying earlier, I think you just have to get that instructions and go to Google form, and it tells you to start a blank. It'll actually give you the questions and how to do it and how to save it and publish it, and then how to copy the link. And then I think you're set up in there. And then it can actually you have to do some of that manually. I think they do that just to protect, there's some stuff it doesn't let it do, I think just for security reasons. Let me see if found. sometimes it gets a little quirky and you just have to kind of be a little bit patient, kind of remind it. There you go. Go. Plus I got it all into one instead of three. Okay, visual walkthrough. And then we'll look into a couple other components. This thing's getting pretty impressive. I mean, like I said, it's more about now what we can't do than what we can do. And that list is getting shorter and shorter every day. Give it a second. Visuals seem to be kind of slow tonight. Sometimes it's always usually on their end. If you ever get an issue, so really now that you got it, you'll see some of the quirks probably already. One of the things is like I usually do, especially like Friday mornings, I'll ask it if there's any kind of technical issues or, at chat at OpenAI, if anything's going on, like they're doing upgrades or anything. Because if you notice it's slower than usual, then it'll tell you. Sometimes it'll tell you just you're good doing all the tech stuff. Just like don't do visuals or something for an hour or two. While it's going through the system. It's so it can have little quirks, and they know they come out they talk about all the quirks and what they're working on. In the meantime, while that's generating, let me go back up here and get a couple more things to look at. So this is a system. I mean, it's growing. So these are the inputs for the overnight deal engine: the address, deal type, the asking price, ARV, estimated repairs, the condition, the run estimate, the exit strategy, timeline to close, urgency, and your role, seller agent contacted, notes and flags. So it's going to be thorough. So if you're coming in to anybody's coming in to put a deal in, just ask the overnight deal engine and ask for the 12 inputs. I'll have a prompt for that too, but those are the inputs. And you can put a lot of through this plus. That's where you add photos and files, and you can take company cam. They can download them to your phone or your Dropbox or your Google or whatever, and then you can just upload them in there. You can actually put stuff in there for scope of work now. Let's talk. And marketing. And I'm gonna explain something in a minute. I'm gonna really what the huge difference is. So we're gonna be doing predictive lead builder, and it's working on it. We're doing the county lookup and skip trace tiles. All 3,144 counties will be in there by the end of this month, so by the 31st. Research engine distress signal monitor. You'll be able to go in and ask for up to 5 markets. And it'll actually generate like 5 different markets. You can get all kinds of information. It'll scan local, political boards like county commissioners and things like that. In those zip codes, if you ask it to scan it, it'll tell you, hey, they're about to pass some short-term rental restrictions. Well, if you're buying Airbnbs, that may be something that concerns you. If you're not, then you're probably not. So it's pretty cool that way. It's gonna the predictive lead builder is gonna target. We're gonna look for absentee holders. We can start generating. You can start going county by county, start pulling up probate, pre-foreclosure, evictions, tax liens, and all that. You can filter by distress indicators, code violations, liens, NODs. You can get maps. You can really start looking at the maps. Especially we get bonus depreciation zones, which is a new thing out of that bill they just passed. So it's pretty cool for a lot of benefits. We can also generate your marketing campaign. You can do all your direct mail. You can make sure everything's legal. You can write all your social media posts. You can write your emails, everything. You can download and just copy and paste into your email. Pretty sweet that way. It cannot send for you, but it can generate everything for you. Creative finance copy generator. So you got persuasion and compliance. You got all what your customer messaging is like, prepares compliant, persuasive copy. It auto triggers all the follow-up, content sequences. Build trust. We got precision targeting. Got a playbook. Um, the deal vault engine. Why you should care about. It's gonna have all the post-driven legislation, which is like we were just talking about, and you can get it to run local takeover. You can do a buy box builder with skip trace tiles, and you can do your localized Gorilla post packs. I did some Gorilla posts. I did about 100 of them yesterday because I like to be able to start going into some other groups and being like trying to not spam. Like so, we can get information out. I put 100 of them together, different, some for wholesaling groups, some are for lending groups. We put 100 of them together, like these posts that you can just go in and post all over social media. Flood your market with precision, not spam. It's dominate Facebook groups, Instagram, offline messaging, and we have a compliance checker. So it's kind of cool. We looked at. I use Cook County, obviously Chicago. I use Cook County as a example. I ran the buy box builder. We're looking at predictive. We're working on predictive. For the predictive leads, and We're gonna do We're gonna start doing campaigns, and we'll start doing campaigns as well. We're gonna start doing deal nights Mondays and Wednesdays like we're doing now, but starting on August 4th, we'll start doing 2 a week, and we'll still be doing the associate session. Those are 2 a week. We'll be doing them like a marathon, kind of like gamers do. Hopefully, get 50, 100 people. You're all working on your deals on your computer. I'll be on mine, and we'll have Zoom up, and I'll be working on some of the bigger picture stuff. So we got questions, we need prompts built, things like that while we're in real time. We're gonna start taking down a lot of deals. So I don't know, throw me out a zip code. Or
76240. No, 76210.
okay. Um Campaign zip code. So yeah, it's got a good looks like a good market. Find motivated sellers before they list. We're gonna start really working on this predictive lead builder. Then you have the county lockup, so we'll make sure we get that county in. So we can do so all the stuff is we can do this, and then you can pull this, and then you can see what you want to do. You can do comp reports. You can do start putting all your marketing together for that county. You can get I don't automate. You'll be able to do all the predictive lead pull, and I'm working on that. So it's just every day it'll be. You can start doing it now, but it's like everything else we do. The more we do it, the easier it's going to become. Yes. And you can go out, like it said, it's asking, do you want a 5 script? Do you want a campaign script? Do you want all your basically all your auto run the skip trace, everything. Uh, so you can get all the logic, skip trace logic. You'll be able to get all the outreach posts and all that together. It's pretty cool. Opt outs, all the buyer match setups, everything's ready to go. So you can put a zip code. And there's prompts, like I said, once you do that catalog search, you can you can go to where you need your marketing, or you can go to your intelligence. Why? Sometimes it's Sometimes I find that it can be like still generating and I hit it too soon. See, that worked. I got it. Cool. All three. So that's how you can start searching markets. You can start building your campaign. Then you can drop it into the, that one's the Zozo. This is not Zozo. There is still kind of some issues sometimes if you do like multiple, multiple like locations, like just, maybe I can put in 10, I think, until we dial that in a little bit better. I think people need to like not put in like 10, even though it's designed for it. It's just, like I said, we get smarter all the time. There you go. I'll send that to you afterwards. But it's also in there, Willie. So any of the stuff now that you've got it, you can actually, we should be able to find stuff even. That's what you start trying to, I'll send it to you still as a backup, but probably, everything we're building will be in there because we'll drop it in the vault. And as people activate, get on the GPT Plus and all that stuff and get activated, then I'll start putting a file together for people, everybody individually as well. And so that way, it starts keeping track of a lot of your stuff. That makes it easier for you to find it. Let's just see real quick. Got a couple questions about it. I'm trying to see. Go back. I have one more I was going to ask, and then I was going to try to freelance. Let's see. Okay. Right. Quick, can I show you guys on this? So this kind of talks about how some of these websites, how some we compare everything we do is user input. Okay, sometimes just wait till it's done analyzing. No, still only have the PDF. I'll have to redo it, but so like I said, it's not a course, it's a compound intelligence system. So every time a user runs a deal, every address input, it improves skip trace and comp logic. Every creative offer generator trains better seller fit scripting. Every red flag or compliance alert sharpens wholesaler protection. Every funding request enhances lender matching accuracy. Every vault drop template used gets tracked and upgraded. So it's upgrading constantly. We're basically everything anybody does in this is building it, making it smarter, making it faster, making it more accurate. Every market zip tagged in a campaign sharpens the targeting filters. So this is a living system. The inputs don't disappear; they level up the machine. So it says in here, the more RCIC is used, the smarter it gets. New users benefit from previous submissions, errors, and wins. Every rule wholesaler connect the lender TC as intelligence. So you're not just using the system, you're training it. So it's kind of cool. This. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a living system. It's not static, meaning it's not being built and then just, it's there. It's actually being every single day, every single time someone's on it, it's getting better. We're upgrading it in real time. It's use, everything it's a constant upgrade. So that's the cheat sheet. I'll put that up today. Sometimes, so I don't know. You guys got any questions on it? Any thoughts on it? Kevin, what's up? Trying to get you unmuted. Yeah, we got some good stuff going on with it. I think it's going to be awesome. Gotta give it a second to analyze. It may be a little slow tonight on their end. That's usually what happens when it starts because it really doesn't, I forget what that word is, buffering. It doesn't seem to buffer our visuals. Uh, so it won't let me do that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually close this one out and I'll come back and do another one and reopen and it won't lose anything. I do that a lot. Sometimes I get a little frustrating when it's trying to buffer and all that stuff. There you go. This is visual, so I don't need to even ask that anymore. It is just slow. So, yep, pretty cool. Um, okay. Okay. I love that when I misspell something like that. Mark it.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll print those out again. So the first prompt you want to make, anybody wants to make once they're in it, step one. This is the prompt. I just joined RCIC and upgraded to GPT-4. Show me how to start using it step by step. That's going to load the memory. That's over here. This one that on my cursor is the RCIC prompt is listed as the one that has the color, the red. That is that is the one you guys access. The other one is the one that I access to actually, like the admin. But this one is actually loads up the memory, and that's where you work from. Activates your role-based logic, unlocks the full vault in the prompt bar. Step two is embed your market and your buy box. Help me build my buy box. Pretty cool. Run your first deal through the engine. It gives you all kinds of deals. Then create your first marketing campaign. Generate offers, get paid. Then has the bonus prompts. So you can show me everything RCIC can do. And then I'm gonna go back to that thing and bring up all those things again. Just to show everybody. Like you said, you can actually just go and do the copy and paste thing. But I'm gonna let it generate those assets first. I don't know what's going on with that tonight. Sometimes, like I said, I have to go and then actually save it in Word and then I can save it myself, convert it to PDF. That's just a glitch on their end. I don't know. Like I said, I'm usually on Friday, Monday mornings. I go and ask it what's going on as far as are they doing any upgrades? Because sometimes those mornings it seems like it's a little off. But usually after I ask it that, the second time is usually fine. And like I said, one more time, I'm bringing up our catalog. Get the visual in them. So I think it's pretty. I think it's just going to get better and better, and we start getting more people on it. Like if literally this thing's going to blow up. And then obviously, we start correcting it if there's any errors, and we start putting in information, or we start, inputting. It's also going to get smarter. And like I tell everybody, I'm going to tell everybody always drop to the vault that way because that's how it gets smarter. So it always gives people that option. So at least in our prompt assistant and our system, drop to the vault because that's what helps everybody. Like I said, nobody can see your deal if you drop to the vault. It'll if you go and ask it the flipping, it's gonna basically go and scan through every deal that imagine this in 5 years, how many deals have been flipped. It's gonna use that much intelligence. It's gonna have all the intelligence on multifamily, all the intelligence on 1031 exchange. It's gonna consolidate all that intelligence for every deal that comes after. This should be the visual. There you go. And I have this, you see it kind of cut off. I'm gonna fix that in the morning. That's what they call the padding. So when you get that, when you do visuals, I don't know if you've already experienced it out, Willie, any visuals, and just it's called padding, and you just go in there and ask it to correct the padding. Sometimes I save it and I'll have to reload it here as a photo and ask it to fix it. About once a day, I'll have to give up on a visual, but see what it's coming up with next, and then I'll ask what the subscription plans are. I know you guys are all on, but just so I can put if I put this video out, people can see what it is. There's two monthly plans and two that both have a lifetime. There's also one time people who aren't in the system can also get one time like a $49. I'll do like a half an hour, but I'll go up to an hour or whatever's necessary to get them embedded by box. Kind of like what we were doing last week while we were troubleshooting. This is an extra just for me to actually walk them through that. But that plan $9 a month with $199, the tier one, it won't give them any like these live sessions. It's just if they want to go and then start doing it themselves, they'll get the guides and all that stuff. They'll be on the Patreon as far as tier one. Tier four is $79 a month, and they will or $3.99 for life, and they can get all these live sessions and all the support and all that stuff. Gives them a chance. Okay, now I got one more bar coming. Um, so this looks pretty good. I'll actually save this and I'll post this in the group. The other one I'll fix. I'll have to fix and put it in there. There is the bonus prompt got cut off, but that's what you do. Those are the overnight deal engine. Put the property in, and I'll make sure everybody knows what the 12 inputs are. Here you go back to the catalog. Yep. Ironically, I was thinking the same thing with it. There you go. So we're on the same page. Now I'll put the subscriptions in. Then I'll get out of this and we can talk about whatever. At least we went an hour tonight. That's pretty good. Tomorrow night associate session, just like normal Thursday. Don't need to use this link. This link works on Mondays and Wednesdays. Once you're registered, you can use it over and over every Monday, Wednesday. But I'll have the link out in the morning for the associates session. Let me see if I'm not found. And yes, embed and onboarding. Post to vault. Always post to vault. And pair with style. With style. So after it generates that, then I'll have it generate those items. Then I'll ask for the plans, and then we'll get out of the So I know I spend 4 or 5 hours, and my eyes start going. I think I need to go see the eye doctor. So I didn't catch a couple of typos the other day, and Dave got on me. He tipped me. I think there's like a couple of typos. I'm like, that sucks. I need to go see that. I'll hit. Well, I'll probably hit 100 hours, 1,500 by the end of the year on this. And then think about all the stuff you guys are going to be doing. Imagine when there's 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 hours. How good this is going to become. So there we go. All right, final question. How can people become part of the organization? So like I said, they get $9 a month, tier one, or $199 a lifetime. They'll get the prompt bar, overnight deal engine, they'll get offer generator, they'll get the comp analysis tools, they get the wholesaler compliance kit, live onboarding support, and then they'll get access to the PDF for the core tools. Tier four, which is their $79 a month or $399 lifetime, and they'll get everything in tier one. Plus, they'll get the Rehab intelligence tools, scope of work estimator permits, CRM sync engine. They get predictive lead builder, county campaign system, all 3,144 counties, the marketing campaign generator. They'll get the lender match engine, train the trainer program. And the train the trainer eventually I want to do something where we can actually, people can post stuff. I have a thing over here where I put something together, started putting something together for that. And we'll get people actually on like plans getting paid to do stuff. Access to internal live RCIC Zoom sessions. Will you see what I named that? Field Day of Palooza. Field Day of Palooza. It's like Lollapalooza. That's when I want to get like 100 people on doing deals at the same time. PDF and offer export tools, investor outreach assets. They get vault access to every drop training and deal system. They still won't see people's deals. They'll basically when the deals go in, if you put a deal in and you need a lender, the lenders will you'll get notified of the lenders. Eventually, you'll be able to ping the lenders. They'll get pinged that they have something, and then you can enable them to see it. But it's by your choice, not theirs. Optional one-time add-on for $49. I'll do one-on-one buy box and market setup. Eventually, if we start getting a lot of people, then I'll even outsource that. I may raise it and pay like somebody split it like half. Here's $50 to spend a half an hour on the phone with somebody or Zoom. One-on-one buy box market setup. They'll get the prompt assistant configuration and the seller. They'll get all the support and setup. Immediate jump start into active deal flow. And like I said, then it's wholesalers, fix and flip, transaction coordinators, connectors, brokers, agents, no buyers, everybody. So I got the links, Patreon, I got the PayPal. all three, and then we're gonna bail. And then you know, process the Zoom and return process the YouTube. FB, Facebook, IG, and X. For Twitter, X character compliance, IG visual compliance. So Instagram requires a smaller picture, and X Twitter is 280 or less characters. YouTube thumbnail is 2.0 megabytes or under. I always put it in as 1.99 just to make sure. So those are just some tips. Eventually, I might have to make a guide to all the quirks and tips. And they did talk about it. All the people like Sam Altman came out and he said all the things they were trying to fix on it that they knew was they need to fix. They have a punch list and they're getting it done. You'll process the Zoom session. This is what I'm doing. And then I'll come back and I'll do the YouTubes and I'll do yeah, there you go, 280 character compliant and all that stuff. Cool. Let me, before I actually press that, make sure I got that. Oh no, found on. Um, do that and then we're wrapped. Well, we're wrapped. Cool. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Willie?
I love it, man. I'm playing with it now.
Cool. It's pretty sweet. So Arliss, I'll send those over to you. And then
Yeah.
for Arliss, and then she can get those back to us on that. That just kind of threw us off a little bit because I probably should add it for people who do it being sellers and even being like, selling because we do have a distressed sellers and all that stuff. So I'll add that tomorrow. That's a reminder to do that. But yeah, dude, it's good. Anything we need to add, let me know too. Kevin, are you able to talk? Are you not? What's going on? Cool. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap for the night. We'll have associates tomorrow night. I'll get you over those PDFs, Willie, and then we can put our heads together tomorrow too on some stuff. If you see anything that we need to add or tweak or anything like that, let me know too, so I can get that done.
All right.
Cool. And I'll also get those PDFs to you after I process. We only want an hour tonight, so it should take me less than 30 minutes, and then I can get PDFs and stuff out. Because I have to process on Zoom and then go make the YouTube. Cool. All right. I'll see you guys on the flip side, and then I'll see you definitely tomorrow night if we're doing associates. It'll be the same time. I'll have the link in the associates group, and I'll have it because obviously we don't do public on that on associates night. So we should have a little bit more turnout for that. I think a few other people like Ginger and stuff are coming tomorrow night. So they told me they were going to be on. So that'd be cool. All right, cool. I'll see you guys on the flip side then.